We are live! West Coast Sports Junkies from our studios in New Westminster, South Surrey, and Burnaby from beautiful British Columbia. Don't forget to subscribe to our show on podcasting platforms such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to also follow us on Twitter at West Coast Sport 9. If you have any suggestions, questions, or just want to get into it with us, Ty, Mike, and myself are always here to interact. Reach out to us by email at westcoastsportsjunkies@gmail.com. We are also now on Instagram at west_coast_sports_junkies. Follow us there. West Coast style. Ready to talk sports, beer, and everything between. Here we go. We are live. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. We have a lot to cover. It's Tuesday, April the 6th. Lots going on in the world of sports. Lots going on with COVID and the Canucks. The Demco contract was extended since the last time we spoke. We're going to get into that a little bit. We have some people disagreeing with Bonnie Henry and the way that this has all been handled. We'll talk about that a little bit. Do you think the Canucks should finish the season? I do. Some may not. We'll get into the PGA Tour with Tyler Shields and the golf update. Spieth is back. Masters Week. All that stuff. Mr. Mike is going to get into the UFC recap. A couple of fight announcements going on this week. And as usual, we're going to get dirty with Daniel Fernandez. We'll get into the dirty talk. But for now, since it is a Tuesday night, as it is a school night, we're going to go into our drinks of the evening. Mine just blew up. Mine is the Bright Eye Brewing out of Kamloops Drew Barrymore Pale Ale with raspberry and blackberry. And on the side of the can, it says, get your daily dose of vitamins in this ultra refreshing fruited pale ale. It is really good. I had one earlier for dinner. However, this can is 946 ml. It's a very, very big can. But I'll gladly take a sip here. Ooh, yes. Very good. Very good. What do you got going on, Mr. Mike?
Yeah, tonight I got a beer from Trail Beer Refinery, which is in Trail, BC. Do you guys know where that is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Ray Ferraro's from Trail.
All right,
that is correct.
So this is a happy hour lager. And first time I'm trying it. Let's see how it is. Yeah, it's a good beer. I could probably drink all night. What you got going on there, Ty?
Well, how's it going, guys? Good to be back on the podcast here. Chris, it sounds like you're drinking a beer version of a Palm Bay. It's an interesting beer, but sounds and it looks like a Palm Bay too.
Well, no, the Palm Bays I drink are clear. Now this one is pink.
Well, it's the color of your can, I meant. But anyways.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not as adventurous as you guys, so I just have a Sleeman Honey Brown Lager this evening. Might pair that with a few school night Paquitos, maybe a little Proper 12. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's where we're at tonight.
Nice. That's one of my favorite beers too.
It is. I was going more for the, support local today, like Mike did. Trail. I did Kamloops. And then Ty does Ontario. What? Sleeman's. Oh.
Did you guys have a good long weekend there?
Yeah, it didn't do much. I worked all weekend, had a few drinks on FaceTime with a couple friends. Just took it easy. Watched some Netflix. Nothing too exciting. How about you guys?
Well, I had the pleasure of deep frying a turkey. I'm not sure if you guys have ever had that before. This is my third or fourth one I did. Oh man, fantastic! So good, so good.
That sounds good. That sounds interesting.
It revived turkey for me. Like I like turkey, but every Christmas and Easter you kind of get it. You're like, oh, turkey again. But now you throw that baby in the deep fryer for 45 minutes. Not even half an hour. I think I did for 35 minutes. Came out golden, crispy brown. The skin was crunchy. The meat was moist and juicy. Oh, it was just really, really, really good. Good Friday. Had a good dinner too. Nice seafood platter. It was my weekend wasn't really eventful other than the food. Everything else, I was just at home, kind of sitting around on the computer, doing some work and doing some research and eating good. So, and
that sounds like some good food, man.
Yeah. See, I had some cheat days on the diet. But
no update this week.
Yes, update this week 239.8. So I went down quite a few pounds since 244.
Perfect. Congrats.
Well done, keeping it going.
Yeah. So over the weekend we did. We usually do like our first camping trip of the year. We have an RV, and we went up to Harrison. We're sort of by ourselves there, and we can social distance and all that stuff. Stick to ourselves. And we did a couple hikes up around the lake. It was windy. It was rainy. But we had some good drinks and some good food, and kids had a blast. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good trips, man. When you can get the family together and just, especially right now with COVID, right? I mean, what else really is there to do? Grab the trailer, go. You get that family time. You're out and about doing hikes. It's good times.
Yeah, away from everyone else, like you said, socially distanced and everything, so that's good.
Yeah, for sure. Although I would say the people in Harrison, I don't think are really. I think they're over this COVID thing. There were a lot of people on the beach and stuff like that, not wearing masks, doing their own thing.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, man, not just there. I mean, it's been such a long haul with this. Doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon either. It's starting to ramp up again, which is unfortunate, as we'll get into a bit with the Canucks later on. But yeah, so why don't we get into it a little bit?
So first of all, just before we get into it, like what happens these days? Like when you see somebody without a mask, you're like, it's true.
We were actually talking about this when we were camping, me and my wife, and we're like, if you go out like in the future, what's it going to be like if you're not wearing a mask? Is it kind of going to be like you forgot to put your pants on, and started walking out in public?
Oh man, no, it's true though. Like, what are we gonna do? You forgot to put. That was actually a good one. You know that? That was good. Good one, Mikey.
That was good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting what's going to happen here. But, I mean, so we recorded last week on a Tuesday night. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday night, yeah.
Everything in the world of sports happened on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like we talked about last week, Gaudette getting pulled off the ice and saying he had COVID or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what the hell are you doing on the ice? Blah, blah, blah. And now... Well, Chris, why don't you bring us up to date? What's going on with the Canucks?
I lost count of how many players are actually on the COVID protocol list right now. Last 18. I checked was, oh, really? Because I thought it was 21.
Well, there's 18 active roster players, and I believe there was a few taxi squad players.
Yeah, a couple taxi
coaches. So it's up over 20, but in terms of like our current active roster, I think there's 18 today with Virtanen being added to the COVID list.
Yeah, he's the latest, eh? I know.
And I mean, it's just not all confirmed COVID cases either, right? So it could be close contacts. They don't specify.
It's probably like they were on the ice with Gaudette or something like that. So since that was the case, they probably looked back at video or whatever, and they're like, oh, you were close to him. You're on the list. It hasn't said anything about who's actually got COVID and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only been a few that have actually been confirmed, I guess, like Gaudette being one, and I think there's a couple others. But yeah, crazy stuff.
really is. It really is. I can't believe what happened to them. They're saying the NHL is saying that they're confident that the Canucks will finish their season.
I think they're hopeful that that'll happen, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see any benefit for the Canucks to go ahead and do so. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one, right?
I agree. Like, I almost think in our North Division, right, the top 4 seeds are pretty much locked up, essentially. Like, even Calgary has fallen way down below. Who's that in 4th? Winnipeg?
Yeah.
But first and foremost, we just hope, and it's too early, I think, to even be thinking about hockey games, right? Let's hope they all get back to health here and there's no complications and all that stuff, because it could take weeks for them to recover, right? I've heard at least one player has had a doctor brought in for IVs and stuff like that. So not a good situation. And like, I don't really think there'd be any point of, rushing them back to finish the season. That's pretty much lost anyways.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. We obviously hope that the players are safe and that their families are safe and that they all recover from this. And that's the first thing that comes to my mind. The second thing is obviously the COVID protocols in the NHL need to be reviewed, I would say. And to the Canucks organization, they don't need to finish this season. I don't think they should, but I think they're going to. Even if they have to, I was thinking about this on my drive home from work today. Like, even if they have to pull up a bunch of minor players to finish off the damn season, I think that they will. It'll almost be like the movie The Replacements.
On that note, though, the Utica, our farm team, also had a big COVID outbreak.
No
recently.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll come to the Sun Devils, Coquitlam Beer League hockey team to finish it up for them.
Well, see, the problem is, so there was another player placed on the COVID list today, Jake Virtanen. So I think before they even discuss potential, their next game and the situation, they need to wait until there's 2 days of no new exposures or players placed on that COVID list. Even think about trying to figure out the schedule and make up games and all that stuff. So yeah, I think it's just right now it's kind of a wait and see approach. I did read today that the NHL was really looking into the Canucks protocols and their practices in terms of COVID related stuff. So like mask wearing and procedures, where they're all hanging out, this and that. So nothing has come of it yet, but they're definitely taking a look, because this is the worst one the NHL has seen up until this point.
Agreed.
Yeah, but they've seen similar ones. This is not the first one.
No, but not to this extent, man. 18 players. That's almost our whole roster on the COVID list.
Yeah, well, the Devils had 17 players 2 months ago, though. And we had Dallas had 17 players at the beginning of the year during training camp. And then we had Montreal. They missed 4 games. But I think right now the Canucks on Saturday, they were supposed to play. So that would be the 6th game that they missed.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know. It's just, it's sad to see, but I don't know. I can't see any reason why they would want to rush it, get back to it. And even with COVID, they have the people. I know a couple people that have had COVID, and you get super fatigued, right? And that can last for months afterwards. I think I've heard. So
yeah, for sure, they can definitely linger.
Will be that? And how would that work? Do you think? Say we don't go back and play, or we do play with replacement players or whatever, and we end up in dead last or close to it. Is there going to be an asterisk beside that? We're not going to get the first draft pick?
No.
You think it'll all be
but I think that's why they want to. They're hopeful the Canucks will finish the season for that part of that reason. Plus, they still have some meaningful games to play against other potential playoff opponents, right? That it's going to come into seeding and all of that stuff. So,
and technically, the Canucks can still make the playoffs.
We haven't been mathematically eliminated yet, but we are.
Well, now with this deadly low blow, it's obviously sucks.
I think we're out. I think we're out of it, guys.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say the Canucks will not make the playoffs.
Yeah. And even with because we were on our bye week, obviously, when this all happened too. But you look at the standings and where we would have been, say, even if we didn't if the COVID outbreak didn't happen and where we would have been, like we still lost ground big time on those teams that are in the current playoff seeds right now. So,
and did you see? Speaking of teams that are ahead of us, Eric Stahl's debut game, he wins the game in overtime with a goal. Unreal, eh?
Yeah,
Just
I did see that.
Yeah, and that
seems like that happens a lot with players that are traded around the deadline, especially early on. They come in and
they get that boost of adrenaline. And
yeah, do you remember when Burrows was traded to Ottawa that one year?
Yeah, I do.
The first game, I think he had 2 goals or a hat trick, but his debut was insane and then kind of fizzled out a little bit. But
yeah. So let's get into the Demco contract. What did you guys think of that? I thought it was. Let me first say myself. Thought it was fantastic. Thought it was a way better structured deal than Markstrom.
Do you praise Benning for it?
I'm gonna say that he's got horseshoes up his ass. That Demco actually. No, that he actually turned out, because that was not supposed to be the way it was supposed to go. There was supposed to be a tandem deal with Holtby and Demco. Demco was supposed to be they were supposed to split the net, but Demco just, he's an ascending asset right now. He's
for sure
on his way up. Now he's only got like 67 career NHL games, so it's a small sample size to give that big of a contract, but I think in the long run, he'll be good, and it'll be looked at as a bargain in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the alternative I think was like a bridge deal, so you give him a 2-year deal with a little more money, but then when he comes up to his next contract, like that would be his last big contract. You know what I mean? In the NHL, which would be a lot steeper, I would think. Mm-hmm. So by doing the 5 years, because he's 26 years old, which is essentially the prime of usually a goalie's career, from like 26 to early 30s. So we have him locked up for that window at a really good average. And yeah, no, I really like it. I think that's one of Benning's best deals that he's done.
Yeah, it's a 5.5. Is it a
we gotta give him some credit where credit's due here, but I don't know. It probably is. I haven't seen the actual structure and the details of it, but I'm happy about it.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think, man?
Yeah, same thing. I'm happy about it. I thought Demco really, made the decision super easy this year when looking at him and Holtby. So yeah, I thought he would get paid, and I think he did. And happy he's a Canuck. Look forward to. Because all of them he's actually on the list of the COVID list. So hopefully he's safe and recovers, and get to see him play some more, man. Because he was playing some really good hockey there down the stretch the last few games, anyways, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely, he's the only reason we were even in like a majority of those games that we watched. We talked about it previous episodes, but especially you look at the comparables too, right? Jordan Binnington, he just obviously they won a Stanley Cup. But I mean, he has not been very good overall. He's getting paid a lot more, and he's older. And then you look at Carter Hart in Philly. He's just been an absolute disaster.
Both those goalies are on my fantasy team.
Yeah, that's
so you know all about him.
Yeah,
I know all about them.
Like Carter Hart was like the next guy, the next hyped like future star goalie, and he was actually a healthy scratch for a couple games last week. They're trying to reset him.
So was Binnington. Remember, he was like, "Oh, he's the next."
He's for sure. That's what I was saying in terms of comparables. Yeah, man. Like I think we did great with Demco.
Yeah,
getting that done.
Did you guys see Binnington lose his mind this season when he got pulled, and then he
did.
Yeah, he faked that he was gonna punch. I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember the player, but I watched that whole little thing where he's skating around. Like a little weasel, yeah.
And then Dubnyk at the end. Dubnyk's like, "Get the fuck off the ice." You can see and then he goes and he hits him, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
Doobie.
So let me ask you guys, okay? I know you guys aren't really Benning's biggest fans, and a couple episodes ago, you're telling me we should fire him because we've been going down this route, this vision, and it hasn't paid off.
You still stand by that.
What do you think about Bonnie Henry? Now we followed her direction for the last year and some. She said, stay indoors, stay to your group. Don't go outside. Don't go out, blah, blah, blah. Do this. Don't do that. She's shut down businesses. And our COVID numbers are going crazy over here. The Canucks are in shambles. I looked down south to the Texas Rangers. They had their home opener at max capacity, 40,000 fans in the stadium. Do you think we need to see a change of leadership at the Bonnie Henry, the head doctor level?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say not a change in leadership, change in strategy. Yes. Change in leadership. And the only reason I say that, Mike, it's not this new wave, these new restrictions. They're all because of that Brazilian variant, right? If that never made it over, I think we'd be in a lot better shape than what we are now. That's what the Canucks have. That's why some of them were on IV at home, because it affects the younger crowd, right? The younger people.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, and the first wave I think affected the older people, and we flattened that curve, right? In BC at least. Bonnie Henry was praised. She was praised in the New York Times, man, on how she flattened the curve, blah, blah, blah. But this wave kind of came out of nowhere, and that's why these restrictions happen. Now, you can argue with, well, yeah, she's closing restaurants. Well, what's the difference between having that many people in a restaurant and having that many people in a Costco or in a Walmart? There's probably more people in the Costco than you would ever have on a patio in a restaurant. So
yeah, or even a mall, man. Like malls are open.
Yeah, malls are open. Like that. Close the malls. Essential services only. If you're gonna close the restaurants, close all the bullshit stuff. Leave the hardware stores and the grocery stores open then, at least,
The problem is there's a lot of essential workers. Like almost everything's essential. You need electricians, you need plumbers, you need, everything to do with building maintenance and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, you do. And you need janitorial staff to clean. Yes, that is correct. You need that. But do you need Armani Exchange at Metrotown to be open?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like that's you know what I'm saying? Do you need that to be open? I don't think so.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with what you said in terms of the leadership. I don't know if we need a change, but the strategies or something needs to change in that regard. Because it seems like they've been way too reactive to things instead of being like proactive and seeing it coming. Like I saw this coming. I mean, you could see cases creeping up. I didn't see the variant coming. I'm just saying you could see the numbers start to climb. You could see it getting out of control. Then they even eased restrictions a little bit by saying groups of 10 could gather outdoors, right? Mm-hmm. Before spring break and stuff. I mean, people hear that and they think, okay, we're in the clear in a way. Done. They don't pay attention to the details of it. But I was just actually watching the news, and we've talked about this before, like New Zealand and Australia, COVID is non-existent there. There's been 3 deaths in New Zealand from COVID since they were saying last summer. Like they have life as normal. They have big tennis tournaments. They have big sporting events. They have concerts. And they did like they called it a circuit breaker lockdown where everything was shut down. And I think something like that is needed here. Just like right now, it seems like it's a little band-aid by like closing indoor dining, right? It's just a little temporary fix trying to lower some numbers and stuff. But like you were saying, Chris, what's the difference or the busy grocery stores or busy malls? The gyms are open. I mean, I feel like it's a lot more likely it could be spread in those environments than in a socially distant restaurant within your own bubble, right? Because that's all you're supposed to sit with anyways. So
that's true. Yeah.
Well, I'll also say this as well. Like maybe it's Canada, maybe it's BC. I don't know. But I know a lot of people that's down in the States, my age, they've all been vaccinated. I know people up here saying they want to go down to the States to get vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Like this whole rollout thing is not working.
A big problem too is we're not producing our own vaccines. We have to rely on every other country essentially.
Yeah.
So that's why we're not getting them at the rate. And then the whole AstraZeneca issue put another wrinkle into their plans. So, but yeah, I agree with you, Mike. It's frustrating. And I think they were saying in a week or two, anyone who wants to get vaccinated in the States will be able to, which is amazing.
Yeah, I know some American people that are living in Canada right now saying they're thinking about going back because this is ridiculous up here. I mean, we're not even done. My parents just got it done on Saturday, and they're 72. You know,
Yeah, mine as well.
Yeah, and we're so far behind the 8 ball, and I remember I don't want to get too political in this podcast, but our leaders, you know, they're saying, oh, we got to give some of the vaccines to these countries and these countries. Like, well, what about all of us? You know, like we're here too. We're just sitting around waiting. People are dying here.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, man.
I'd like to, if you don't want to change the leadership, then I'd like to see at least a change in strategy, something. I don't care if it's even, you know how they did in Wuhan? It's like you stay indoors for 2 weeks and they patrol everybody by drones. Let's just get it over with.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Let's do it.
They even did that in New Zealand and Australia. That's how they kill it, because you keep people indoors, the virus dies, you know, with the person, doesn't have another host to jump to. So
okay, not to get into it too much, but the three of us, we're essential workers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Three of us all have essential jobs, so we'll still be able to go out. We'll still be able to go to work and back. So it doesn't really bother. But what about the people that are not? Lock them up for 2 weeks. How do you think they're going to feel? There's going to be a lot of pushback, right?
To be honest with you, I would say, I mean,
there's pushback now though on these just little restrictions. That's what I'm saying. Rip the Band-Aid off. Just do it all at once. Sure, people are going to be pissed, of course.
Yeah, but you're going to get people that are, this is not freedom. This is blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to have all that, protests and whatever. I mean, the three of us were like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Yes, my wife and my kids don't leave the house. I'll go to work. I'll go and do what I need to do, essentially. You guys will too. Everybody else stay home. Like, there's going to be a lot of pushback. I'm just saying people are fed up with staying at home. But on the other hand, we should probably do it just to get rid of it.
Exactly.
That's
why it's so frustrating. Instead of just, doing a little bit to okay, make it better, but it's still there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just lock it down 2-3 weeks and get the shit under control. Get back to somewhat more of a normal life sooner, you would hope. But
yeah,
man.
I mean, yeah. Let's see what happens here in the next couple of weeks. Like I'm pretty pumped to get out. I mean, you guys golf, right? I'm pretty pumped to get out and do some fishing or something like that. I need to get out. Like we are not supposed to be kept. Like we're not supposed to be jailed, man.
I know, man.
Like this is like jail. And you know what? Getting out on the water or getting up for a hike, or I know you guys are golfing, but even I'm thinking about taking up golf myself. I need to get out of the house, man. Like this is unreal.
I want to see your duck hooks.
I've golfed with him, Ty. He can't even hit the ball.
I can hit the ball, thanks. I can hit the ball, thanks.
Time! They slayed the dragon! It's a wonderful day for an exorcism. Mario Mandzukic pounced, and England are hurt! Seahawks!
Ty, why don't we get into the PGA Tour? What's going on over there? I hear some good things. I heard some monumental things. I heard that menu, man. Oh.
Yeah, so it's a huge week in golf. It's Masters week. But before we get into that, it was an exciting round or weekend of golf, especially an exciting final round down in Texas at the Valero Texas Open. And we finally saw the return of Jordan Spieth. He's back, baby. He played unbelievable. He's been in contention, seems like, for the last 2 months. He's been leading a few times on Sunday. He finally closed the deal and got his first win since 2017. So it was a long time coming for him. It's his 12th career win. I was super happy to see him pull it off and get back in there. And he's got some great momentum heading into the Masters this week, where he's had tons of success in the past. What'd you guys think about that?
Oh, I love to see it, and I loved watching Spieth. I love it when the camera's on him for most of the round. I love it when he's leading, because he's so human, right? He
talks to himself.
He talks to himself. He talks to his caddy. Remember him in the Masters the year after he won it, and he put one in the drink on. I think it was on 15.
Yeah.
And then he put another one in the drink on 15. He goes to his caddy. He's like, "Michael, are we choking here? Are we choking here?" It's like, yeah, man. We're all watching.
Been there.
Yeah.
Been there, man. Been there.
Come on, Jordan. But, okay, the last time Jordan Spieth won the week before going into the Masters, do you know what happened?
What happened?
He won the Masters.
He won. Yeah. I was gonna say.
Actually, Jordan Spieth, the 3 majors that he's won the week before, he's come in first, second, and third the week before playing in a major tournament and won all the majors. So where do you think my money's going this weekend?
I was gonna say, is that a sure thing? Is that a sure bet for you, Mr. Mike?
He's 12-1 right now. I've already put money on him, so yeah, I think that he's a good bet this weekend. I would take him. He's not favored, but he's up there.
And he always starts out really good at the Masters. Even the tournament that Mike's talking about, where he put a bunch in the drink on the Sunday there on 15. I mean, he starts off. He loves that course.
Yeah,
suits his game well. So I put a bet down that he would be the first round leader.
Really?
What do you get? What kind of odds you got on that?
It's 16-1, so it's still pretty. He's obviously one of the favorites to be leading after round 1, but some good value.
He's 12-1 to win it right now.
Yeah,
12-1.
Yeah, and
you know what's crazy? Speaking of odds, so 2 months ago, before he started playing better, Spieth was 60-1 to win the Masters.
No shit. I wonder what he was like before this win.
He still would have been favored because he's been in the hunt. He's been in contention.
He's been playing pretty well.
He's just behind DJ. Right?
There's no other player out there that has such a good short game. He's so good around the greens and the bunkers. The only one that I think is better than him is maybe Mickelson in the greenside bunker. His putting is so clutch when he's on. Remember, he doesn't even look at.
He'll hit a putt from it, and he'll hit a putt from anywhere. He'll drop them from 40, 50 feet.
He doesn't even look at the ball. He's looking at the hole. He's so.
Yeah, I don't know how he puts like that, but
that's crazy. Yeah, I'm happy to see him back, and I hope it's going to make for an exciting Sunday. I think, with these, it usually does in the Masters. It's usually one of the top 20 that take it, right? And if not, they're in the hunt, right? So it's going to be fun. This is one of my favorite weeks of the year, and last year this didn't happen.
Super Bowl of golf, man.
Yeah. So to me, I'm going to be watching all weekend long. Actually, I watch all week long. I've been watching all last night. I'm sitting here talking
live
to you
at the
guys.
Masters.
In the background, I got the Masters on. So they're interviewing DeChambeau right now. And I saw him just cranking some balls in the driving range.
So
it's going to be a fun week.
Yeah, Masters week is always a fun week, is it not?
Yeah. Tonight, is it tonight they got the champions dinner there?
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, what a menu. What a menu. Ty, you want to take us through the menu?
It's got some interesting things on there. Some pigs in a blanket, some lobster corn fritters, filet mignon, which we said he was going to have a steak on his menu when we talked about it a few episodes ago.
We did, yeah.
And some sea bass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love that dinner.
Yeah, with some unexciting salads and desserts on there, but
so what would you, if you guys had to choose a main, two things, he chose the fillet and the sea bass, what would you choose, Mike?
Oh man, bone-in ribeye.
and
another main would be halibut.
What about you, Ty?
Yeah, I'd probably have something like a fillet or something like that, and I'd probably throw in a seafood item for my guest because I don't eat much seafood, but I know you guys enjoy it.
Oh, I would.
But it wouldn't be sea bass though.
I would definitely go with the. Not to outdo you, Mike, but I'd go with a tomahawk. bone in with the bone and the big bone sticking out, the tomahawk.
I actually thought, speaking,
These guys wouldn't be able to golf the next day.
I thought DJ would go with something like that, Chris, like a tomahawk or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be doing a tomahawk, and then I'd get a Dutch oven octopus. Oh yeah.
Or go like straight. Remember the meals we'd had in Croatia, like the eel and the octopus and stuff like that. That'd be amazing.
Well, that's what I mean. The Dutch oven octopus. Oh, Ty, you would love it. You know what, Ty? next time I pull the Dutch oven out, I'm gonna make some octopus just for you. You try it. Listen, you gotta not think about what it is. If you try it, I guarantee you'll love it.
Yeah, I like calamari.
Chris does make good seafood, and he'll even make squid, which I have no idea how to cook it. And then now we're researching how to fish for squid. So if we can catch our own squid, that'd be cool. And Chris is, when we go fishing, he's the chef, right? So at the end of the day, he'll take all like scraps from whatever we caught that week, some salmon, some halibut, some cod, whatever, prawns, octopus, and he makes his chowder.
Chowder.
And it's pretty amazing. We'll send some photos to. We'll post it on our social media this year. If we get out, Bonnie will loosen up some restrictions here.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
The chowder. It's funny.
You guys?
Oh no, hold on, Ty. So I'll just tell you guys a quick funny story. Well, Mike already knows it. So I made the chowder, right? I'm sitting there on the boat. We're having a good time. We're on anchor. We sleep in this bay, and we're having a good time. I'm cooking up a storm there, and Mike's like, "What are you going to do with the octopus?" I'm like, "I'm going to throw it into the chowder, right? Like it's going to be good. You'll trust me." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "Trust me, man. It's going to be good." So I sliced it up, whatever. I actually cut the head off and I threw it away. I give him his bowl of chowder. He takes one scoop of it and he's like, "Oh my God." Then he puts it in his. So the broccoli looked like the octopus head because it was covered in cream sauce. He was like, "Oh my God."
I was thankful that it was broccoli for once in my life.
Yeah, but you ate the legs, the tentacles. It was fine.
It was still good. I bet you the head would have been good too. But
it would have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's just had to get over that initial fear,
Anyways.
Yeah, go ahead, Ty.
Did you guys see Tiger Woods tweet out today? He had a little message.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's not there. I thought he would be there for the dinner.
He's got to be in rough shape still.
Yeah, but even if you're in a wheelchair or if you got crutches, I mean, you're
who
a
knows that he
winner.
might just not want to be seen in public yet, right? And have to answer all these questions.
So
he's recovering.
Yeah, and what was the final on the investigation? You were telling me, Ty, it was what was it?
Well,
we don't know.
Didn't really release much.
We haven't said.
They said that they've concluded their investigation and that they weren't releasing the details due to privacy, like Tiger's privacy, which is a little odd considering the circumstances of the crash and everything. But
so what do we know?
That's a little weird.
You think he paid them off to keep their silence? Like,
I don't think that
like the whole police department
can get away with that.
You never know. Tiger Woods has a lot of money.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but I mean, with everyone, that would be very tough to do. Such a high-profile accident.
So, what do you think? Because we know a couple things about the accident that have been released. One, he did not touch the brakes at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no skid marks from hitting the brakes. So
that's no other cars involved.
No other cars involved. He went straight on.
God, yeah.
Yeah, he went straight on a curve. So, did he pass out? Did he do it purposely? Like, these are all things that go through my head.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation. I personally wouldn't be surprised if he passed out. He did just have a surgery not too long before that crash that he was recovering from. He was on pain meds. I don't like to, obviously he wasn't charged with anything and there's no DUI or anything like that. So I don't want to just, it's tough to speculate. I hope not, but it kind of sounds like something like that happened to me.
Yeah. Like to me, it's like, well, if it's personal, like, why is it what are there like, are there STIs or STDs that make you pass out? Like, could that possibly be it? I don't know. It's just I don't know where the guy's at personally in his life, but
what I think happened was, and I mean, we all saw a couple years ago when he had the DUI and he was on pills, pain meds, and he just had another surgery. He was probably on pain meds, and I think he was just. And you saw him from the weekend before in the interview he had. He just didn't look like he was there. He looked tired and sluggish, and so I think he was on his pain meds, and he passed out, and he just drove off the road, and he didn't want that to get out again. And I think he made a deal with the Florida police to keep hush hush. But that's just my opinion. I have no idea, right? I'm just
it was in LA, but yeah.
Florida police. Wow,
wasn't it Florida?
No, it was in LA.
Doesn't he live in Florida?
It was in the LA area. Alameda.
There you
County.
go. Yeah. So don't listen to me. That's just what I think happened. I thought he was in Florida.
Like I said on a past episode.
Yeah, the same
deputy as the Kobe.
Right.
Either way, it's not good, but I'm happy he's recovering at home. Justin Thomas was mentioning in a press conference that he'd been over to his house actually and saw him, and he's doing okay. But
he's joking around
about the gist of it.
He tweeted that he's can't believe he's missing an opportunity to spend a bunch of
to run up his bill,
money and stuff like that. So seems to be in good spirits. Obviously we hope that he gets through this quickly and the right way, and he's back out on the golf course sooner than later.
For sure, I would love to see him at Augusta next year. I know that's wishful thinking, but one can hope.
I know. I thought I'd be super sad that he wasn't going to be there this year, but I'm still really excited.
I'm so excited
for the Masters. Oh man, yeah.
On that note, who are you guys thinking is going to break through this year and get the win? Maybe we should put a little shot bet on there for next episode.
So, well, you know what? I think I'm gonna take. You kind of sold me on Spieth, Mike. So, wait. First of all, hold on. What are we doing shots or what's going on? The guy that sits on the top, the guy that finishes the best out of the ones that we pick, that guy doesn't need to do the shot, but he chooses the shot. Does that work for you guys?
Okay, so wait, we're picking one golfer each, and then the person that finishes the best is the
out
winner.
Of the three. Yes,
the two other have to do a shot of the winner's choice.
That's right. Just like the dinner, you choose our shot.
Or why don't we do the winner only has to take one shot, and they can pick the two losers 2 shots.
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine.
So then we're all drinking. So I'll drink with you guys when you lose.
Okay, yeah. So I got Spieth. You sold me on Spieth, Mike. You said
who gives this guy first pick?
I'm getting first pick. I got Spieth. So I was already saying I was already into it. I was getting.
I sold you on the bet,
man. Good pick.
I sold you should go put some money on. He's 12-1.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good odds for him.
Now you bet on him, so I don't know. I don't know. The curse.
All right, we're locking it in. That your pick is in. Sorry.
Okay,
Mike, who you got?
Well, he's gonna go Spieth. I get second pick. Okay, thank you. I'll take. Well,
I'm doing it in like the older. The older guys can go first.
Yeah, how can you not take Dustin Johnson after he just tore this course up, set a record 6 months ago in Augusta? He's playing some great golf still. Always does. Dustin Johnson's my man. If we're going to do a shot bet, that's who I'm going with. And I did not put money on him because he's the favorite, but that's who I'm taking.
Well, yeah, you can't argue with that pick. I mean, it's tough to... How many guys? What is there? 3, I think, that have won back-to-back at Augusta? Faldo... I think it's Faldo, Tiger, and Jack Nicklaus. So the only 3 who've won it in consecutive years. So he'd be joining an exclusive list.
And I think he deserves to be there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I'm going to take
Mike
Justin
is an
Thomas.
Exclusive guy. So, oops, sorry.
Yeah. No, Justin Thomas. He's been playing really well since all the controversy that we touched on a little bit. He just won a few weeks ago. He won the Players' Championship, which is arguably the 5th major. So he's playing some great golf right now. I think his game suits Augusta very well. And yeah, he's my guy.
Yeah, there's so many other really good golfers out there too that I want to just pick right now. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you guys who I bet on, okay? for this Masters. So I told you about the Spieth bet. That's 12-1 right now. That I took him, and I also took Kevin Na.
Oh man,
I like Kevin Na. I think he's a winner.
Nah.
He's a confident golfer.
Hey.
Get this. I put $5 on Kevin Na to win it. If he wins it, I win $1,000.
That's an awesome bet, though. I'll give you that.
200-1. Yeah. So I got.
There's
Kevin
a reason.
Na.
There's a reason he's 201, Mike.
I think that's but those odds are good
for sure. $5. That's a good
win
bet.
It. Mm-hmm. I also took Corey Connors, our Canadian boy. He's been playing some good golf. We've been talking about it. He's 80-1. He's 80-1 right now. And I put some money on Koepka because I think that he's got a chance at the odds at 22-1. So
yeah, he's been the best in majors, man, recently. Koepka,
yeah, for sure.
Hey Mike, you know that last time you went, where'd you play again? Last time you played?
The last time I played?
Yeah.
I played at the Vancouver Golf Club.
Yeah.
No, did I?
No, you played with me at Langara.
It was Langara. It was Langara. You know how I know? Because I recorded it. Listen to this. I recorded your golf swing. You ready?
Yeah. Okay, Chris. You and your sound effects, man. But without a doubt, my golf game is in shambles this year. I started off for our viewers. I started off the year really strong. My first round played Belmont with Ty and my brother and Dan Nandez, actually, dirty man. And I shot an 82, I think, right? 84, 82, something like that.
You
played
did
really well.
And I told you not to practice, and then you went to the range and you fucked something up, man.
I think I hit every fairway, every green. You know, it's playing well for my game. Like my handicap's probably like a 15. And then the next week I went out. Actually, that whole week I got the bug, so I was at the range every day hitting buckets. And my kids, they're doing the same thing. And I developed some kind of a duck hook. It is wild. Like it's straight off the tee box from a driver, duck hook, boom. And I'm still, shooting maybe low 90s, mid 90s, high 80s, but with this duck hook. Like if I can get rid of this damn thing, it's like I have the yips. I can't do it. Even at the range, now I go to the range, I can't get rid of this thing. So I'm playing actually this weekend. I'm supposed to play. And oh man,
I've got the opposite problem in terms of my swing. I got the big slice going again, but I've been my short game and putting and stuff has been great, which saves a lot of those big scores. So you'll turn it around, man. Blame the weather. We haven't got any nice weather yet.
My ability to scramble is pretty good because I think like most of my life I've been in the woods, I've been in the rough. I'm actually play better out of there than I do the fairway.
Well, we're amateur golfers, man. Our scrambling has to be good.
Yeah, to break 100. I know. Yeah, but it's always a fun challenge, this game of golf.
For sure.
What? Just to wrap up, I guess the golf segment. I'm sure we'll talk about it again. But what do you think of Ricky Fowler missing the cut this year's Masters? And do you think it's because he's just focusing too much on commercials and making money like that way?
I don't think it's that. And look what happened. Look what happened with Spieth, who's a close friend of his, actually. I mean, he was breaking records. He was touching some of Tiger's early records, right, on his ascent to the top, like those first few years, and then he just hit a wall.
Do you see what Chris is searching right now on his screen? Chris is sharing his screen with us, and he's got how to fix a golf swing.
Oops, I forgot I was sharing my screen.
Oh,
but
man.
But Mike, to your question, I don't think it's the commercials and the sponsors and all the time he takes there. Golf, as we know, it's a crazy game, man. And you can be playing, as you said, he shot an 82.
Yeah.
Like pin straight drives and then just something goes and it's really hard to get back. So
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, he's missing his first major championship since 2010.
sad. I remember watching him. It was Fowler, McElroy, and maybe it was Spieth. And they're all walking down. They all played at Augusta together. They're walking down. This is when, remember, Rory was leading by like 8 strokes, and then he choked.
The meltdown. Yeah.
That was really. He's another good bet. Coming into this, he's playing some decent golf, and he's got to. He wins this. He finishes the career Grand Slam.
Yeah, he's got some demons to exercise at Augusta for sure.
Yeah, I think once he overcomes that, he's set and.
Agreed. I don't know, man. He doesn't have that tiger killer instinct. I think that's what he's missing. He's too nice.
Well, he's got some killer instinct. He's won a lot.
He's won, but I think he should have won a lot more.
He
doesn't have that Sunday
following too. He's almost got Tiger Woods.
I love Rory. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like he has that killer instinct, or he's lost it, or I don't know. Yeah, from his early part of his career, but
maybe it's because these boys got married.
Yeah.
Well, Fowler just got married last year.
Could have been
and his game went to shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's comfortable now.
Yeah.
And then Rory got married 2 years ago. So I don't know, maybe.
You're in big trouble, though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
All right, it's time for the UFC update. Mr. Mike,
what's up?
What's going on?
Not too much has been going on in the world of the UFC in terms of events this past week. However, there have been a few big announcements that we can update you on. We have UFC Fight Night go down this Saturday. That's April the 10th. And Kevin Holland is stepping up on short notice to fight Marvin Vettori. And for you guys that don't know who Kevin Holland is, he's a guy we talked about on this show a couple of weeks ago.
The guy who wouldn't shut up.
The guy that wouldn't shut up. The guy that was yapping the whole time. Dana White said that it was a complete mental breakdown. And I'm thinking he's getting this opportunity to redeem himself. Mm-hmm. I follow him on social media and stuff, and he's saying he ain't ever going to shut up. He doesn't care who the haters are, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's see what happens, because I think that if he loses this fight, I don't see him going much further than this. But that's just me. So we got Kevin Holland.
Could be a make or break moment for him, huh?
Yeah, totally. And I think he should take it pretty serious and get in there and try to throw down a fight and not try to just chirp the whole time and get followers on social media. But whatever. So that's going down this Saturday. It's free. It's on probably on Sportsnet or TSN. Yeah. Prelim start at noon, and the main card probably around 5. So that's going down this week. I'll be watching that. We also have a big announcement. One of my favorite fighters of all time, Nate Diaz, is stepping back into the octagon to fight at UFC 262. He's co-main eventing. However, he says he's the main event, and he's fighting against Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards, we also talked about in this podcast. Leon Edwards is the guy that poked Bilal Muhammad in the eyeball. So he's the guy that was winning the fight decisively against Bilal Muhammad, and then accidentally poked him in the eyeball, and then Bilal Muhammad was not able to continue to fight. And I thought that Leon Edwards looked amazing in this fight. I don't know. I mean, I love the Diaz brothers. I love Nate Diaz. He likes to fight the toughest guy. Like this is not an easy fight for Nate Diaz.
And I think it's a horrible matchup for him, right? Like, stylistically,
like, he's fast. He can take him down. Looks like he's got cardio. I don't think he's gone. It's a 5-round fight as well.
Yeah,
man, I don't know. I mean, this, in my mind, I see it this way. I see, like, picture this for a sec. Would you, Ty? We have in UFC 261 coming up, we have Jorge Masvidal fighting Oozman for the title. Okay.
Yep.
Oozman's a heavy favorite in this fight. Obviously, beating Mazvidal prior to this, easily.
Pretty dominatingly, yeah.
So, if we see Jorge Masvidal, which says all he says is he needs a full count, beat Oozman, he's the champion. He's also the BMF champion, the baddest motherfucker on the planet champion. Now, if he wins that fight and Nate Diaz wins this fight, this sets up a major fight against Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz
for both
the
titles.
Baddest motherfucker and for the UFC gold. That is what I want to see. Obviously, I hope that I need a lot of stars to align for this to happen. But
hey, it's possible. I like your thinking there.
Yeah, that's where I'd like to see this go. But I mean, I don't think this is not going to be an easy fight for Nate Diaz. I mean, I almost think he's. I mean, I almost think it's an easier fight him fighting Poirier or Mcgregor. To be honest,
yeah, because I don't think Edwards
guys
will want to stand and trade with him either, right? He's just going to want to take him down and ground and pound, which
I don't know.
Always kills the Diaz brothers any big fight they're in, right? No one wants to stand and trade with them. The Stockton slap.
Yeah, but I don't know. But he has shocked me before and come out and looked really good. So especially when he fought Showtime Pettis, he looked amazing in that fight. And if he can do the same thing, he just had a couple surgeries on the scar tissue around his eyes and stuff like that. He had a full recovery. He looks like he's in great shape. I've seen him training. Oh
yeah, those guys are always shape wise. You usually don't have to worry about that. They cycle and all sorts of things. They got crazy training.
They're triathletes, my boys. Coming from a two-time Ironman myself, they're my favorite UFC fighters. I find them to be exciting. I don't even know what it is about them. Like,
they're good at selling fights.
Yeah,
right?
you said too. Like, they're horrible at interviews, but I think it's like they're fighters and they're raw. Like, let's just fight and get at it. And none of this technical crap, right? They just want to get in there and bang,
get in there and brawl for sure.
Yeah, I guess the fans love to see that. I like to see that.
Speaking of Diaz, did you see all the chatter on Twitter with him and McGregor back and forth?
Yeah, I did.
Pretty entertaining. I mean, it almost seems like they're unintentionally setting up their trilogy, depending what happens in these next fights.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, and then on that note, we had Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. Apparently, they have signed. It's not official yet, but they have signed that they're going to have their
they both said they signed.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be going on July 10th. It's not official as where it's going to be yet, and that's going to be UFC 264, McGregor versus Poirier 3. And I guess McGregor's looking to obviously redeem himself there. And after that loss he took, and I hope that he just took his training serious this time.
Yeah, I think he underestimated Poirier that last fight.
Yeah, for sure. He beat Poirier pretty easily the first time that they fought, and
it's a big fight for him. I think if he wants to continue his UFC career in terms of the big fights and getting those main events and the big money, because if he loses again, like he still has a huge following and all that, but he loses a lot of that luster. I think
if he loses again, he's done. I think.
Yeah, he's got nothing to prove. He's made a lot of money. He's been the champ twice.
True, but do you see him on social media? He spends a lot of money. I think he
sure does. Yeah,
yeah, that's true. He does.
He's gonna have to keep fighting, or hopefully he's.
Well, like you said, maybe if Nate Diaz loses and McGregor loses, there's a money fight right there, a trilogy bout.
Yeah, I guess so. Either way, the UFC would have something kind of set up.
Yeah.
But
anyways, did you guys see this? This was not UFC related, but this was a match at the CFFC, which is like a fighting platform like the UFC is. And there was a guy named Katag Pliev on the weekend, and the dude lost his finger in a match and didn't even know it. His ring finger.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm still, every time I think about it, I get weak. Like, oh.
Can you believe that they thought they lost it? And they had his corner was looking under the cage for his finger.
They were checking the announcer asked the fans to see if they
they were checking the first row of the small crowd. If there was a finger laying around.
Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
Can you believe that he took no painkillers at all?
Yeah,
when they were reattaching the finger.
So no one really knew who this guy
addict.
was, and then this happened, and then obviously everyone's like researching who is this guy, and he used to be like addicted to drugs and stuff like that, and he got himself clean. So once he lost his finger, the hospital's like, oh, we'll give you some painkillers. He's like, no, I don't want them. We take some Tylenol, some aspirin. He's like, no, I don't want it. So they ended up attaching his finger and everything.
Absolutely
zero
insane.
painkillers, nothing. And he walked away from the hospital. I mean, this guy's tough as nails, man. If I've ever seen him, that guy's crazy.
And yeah, they found his finger
tough guy, yeah,
in his glove.
Yeah, his finger's in his glove. Yeah. So what happened was apparently, so the guy was holding his glove. If the viewers don't know what the heck we're talking about, just Google MMA fighter loses finger, and you'll see it. And it's not really graphic. Like, you don't see the finger come dislodged, but you can see in the fight that he's on the ground and his opponent's holding his hand, like his glove. And they say what happened was his like finger got dislocated at that joint. And then when he got up and he started striking again,
Throwing punches, it just
like
severed.
split off. Yeah. And he didn't feel it because of the adrenaline rush was going on.
You know what? We'll put the link to the story about it on our Twitter account, and people can check it out. But yeah, we'll give you a little warning. There's a couple nasty.
When I first heard about it, I was kind of hoping it was
pictures.
I was kind of hoping it was his thumb. Where's my thumb?
Where's my thumb?
Yeah.
If you guys have seen Me, Myself, and Irene, you'll get that joke. But
Where's my thumb?
Let's get into a little bit of Seahawks. Not much happened this week, but we did re-sign my boy Tyler Lockett to some big money. He got a 4-year, $69.2 million contract, 37 of which is guaranteed. I love Tyler Lockett. I love his character. I love how much he tries on the field, and he's made some big, big plays for the Seattle Seahawks. He's a great, great player in my fantasy as well. What do you think about that, Ty?
Yeah, obviously I really liked it too. I was a little surprised on the money we shelled out for him. I think it was well deserved, but it's just, sometimes it's a little surprising when we see our management team shell out that kind of coin for any player. I mean, but he's a super important part of our offense. Great compliment to DK. Like you said, big catches, super consistent. He's been pretty durable. He got a little banged up last year, but yeah, I'm really happy about it. A few seasons ago, I don't know if you remember, that was one of the jerseys I bought. That I had to talk you into letting me buy that because you say I'm a curse, which I'm not. Just so everybody knows. But no, I was happy because my jersey lives on, and yeah, he's really important to our offense and got a great connection with Russ. So I am very happy about that deal.
Yeah, they're obviously on the same page here. Like, they've been together for years, practicing in the off season, running on the beaches and stuff like that, practicing routes, and you can tell that's been paying off for sure for them.
Yeah,
as a duo.
Definitely.
Only thing else that really happened, we had Dunbar, one of our defensive backs, go to experience free agency, and we lost him. We lost him to the Lions. I mean, I'm kind of he was a huge fan of Russell Wilson's. He's saying that this guy's not going anywhere, but I'm not too upset about that. How about you, Ty?
Yeah, the only thing we gave up a draft pick for him last year, like last off season, to get him. Yeah. He was pretty much up to like Pro Bowl caliber type player. He was not the same player. I don't know if you remember early last year, there was the robbery allegations with him and another player from a different team. Charges ended up being dropped, but it was a big saga in last year's offseason, and I think that kind of led to his play declining a little bit on the field as that distraction kind of lingered for a while. But cornerback is definitely a position I think we need to address, and we will. I don't know if it's going to be in the draft as we only have 3 picks, but the Sherman rumor is still out there, and he's still a free agent. I would love to see, like we said before, him reunite with Seattle, and I still think it could happen.
I agree with you. I'd love to see Sherman come back What do you think about Earl Thomas?
Man, I don't even know what that guy. He's
in great shape still. I follow him on social media. He's working.
Yeah, he's in great shape, but I mean, I don't know if he looks good. I don't know if he's in great football shape. He doesn't look like he's been doing a lot of.
If we went after him, you think he'd come back to Seattle? Because there was some bad blood there. Him flipping the bird to Pete Carroll.
You know what?
Like that.
At this point in his career, I wouldn't be surprised because there's not a lot of suitors for him. He left the NFL on a bad note, fighting with teammates in Baltimore. And I don't know, man. I think there's some other issues, some underlying issues with that guy off the field.
Do you think Pete Carroll will take him back?
You know what? I think Pete would, because he seems to not worry about taking on some troubled troubled athletes. I mean, he's got a good approach, a good positive attitude, and players respect him. So I think Pete would, but I don't see that happening. I don't even know if he wants to play football.
Dirty time.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Dirty Talk with Dan Nandez on the West Coast Sports Junkies podcast. Hope everyone's having a great week. Let's get right into the Dirty Talk. A lot of exciting news happening in the NFL with some signings, getting close to the NFL draft. How about the Jets getting rid of, which was supposed to be their franchise quarterback not even 2 seasons ago, third overall pick, Darnold, going to Carolina. I mean, I think it's almost like being redrafted by finally getting away from the Jets. You know, he's going to Carolina, hopefully able to continue on his career and not, be forgotten in the wastelands of the New York Jets, similar to Le'Veon Bell and anyone else that has gone to the Jets. I think it's a good opportunity for him. Definitely a lot of rebuilding happening in New York. They have a top pick now, who obviously are going to be going out with, Lawrence at quarterback or maybe another top pick in the first round. But it's looking good. Exciting time of the year. Alrighty, guys, this is a very exciting topic, something I think our local fans of the CFL are going to be passionate about. Word on the street, finally, The Rock is coming back to the CFL. Exciting news coming out. XFL owner Dwayne The Rock Johnson is interested in acquiring and partnering with the CFL. I don't know about you. I'm not a huge CFL fan. I mean, I've been a football fan mainly, following the NFL. I know older generation of Canadians that have 100 something years CFL has been around. I think if the pandemic has taught us anything, what is the CFL if fans are not going to be able to show up? Owners can't afford to run the teams without fans. In all reality, the younger generation, are we really interested in a 3-down CFL? Half the time, I don't even know the rules. They can win by 1 point. A rouge, kick from anywhere, catch it behind the field goal and score. I'm all for the XFL joining the CFL. One of the big rule changes they're going to do is 4-down football. I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a different change, a change that's needed if the CFL is going to continue into the future. Looking forward to it. Hope it happens. That is it for the Dirty Talk this week. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get into it.
All right. That was dirty. Dirty from East Van, dirty. So Dwayne The Rock Johnson, really? XFL? CFL? Yeah. Wow.
He's looking to merge. I mean, for those that do know, I mean, the Rock, as he's probably, mostly known for his wrestling days, but Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he actually played for the Calgary Stampeders in the CFL before he even got into pro wrestling. So he actually has some ties and connection to the CFL. I think.
Yeah. Do you know who cut him? A little local flavor. Yeah.
Wally Buono.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Dan,
anyways, Dan, what do you got? Drink? What are you drinking tonight? First of all,
My go-to favorite, Mike.
apple juice. That's what it looks like.
Okay. Normally you say, where's the ice?
It's cold enough from the fridge. I'm having my go-to gin and sorry, not gin and tonic this time, actually.
So you're drinking
spiced
a
rum and
warm,
ginger. Spiced rum and ginger.
spiced rum and ginger. That is dirty. And that was some dirty talk, man. You, I think you pissed off the 10 fans of the CFL in BC.
You know what? I'm gonna have to bust your guys' bubble here and tell y'all I like the CFL.
Fuck.
And I hope that it stays the CFL. I think that
Mike's one of the 10 fans.
Canadian. It's Dan, you are a Canadian. You should know the different rules of the CFL, like what a rouge is, the 3-down football.
Oh, come on, Mike. You don't know them all either.
You should know the difference between the size and the fields. I don't know. I'm a fan of the game. I like the CFL. I'm a BC Lions fan. I like going to the games. I like watching them on TV. As a matter of fact, I think they made a mistake.
No. Hold on. When was the last time you went to a CFL game? Honest. Be honest. You like going to the games?
2 years ago. We actually got a suite. I went to a game.
Yeah, but did you buy it or did your work buy it?
My work bought it.
Okay,
it was a good time.
When was the last time that you pulled out your wallet, the cobwebs, and paid for a CFL game to take yourself?
It was within the last 5 years because I would have gone. I went with definitely with William and Annabella. So my oldest 2 kids.
Well, from a pure business standpoint, the CFL is not going to be able to even exist if local fans like yourself are going to go to a game once every 5 years. That's the whole point of why the CFL was literally needing a government bailout.
Well, that's our episode for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, follow us, give us a rating, like us. Be sure to also follow us on Twitter at West Coast Sport 9. Don't forget to subscribe to our show on podcasting platforms such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Reach out to us by email at westcoastsportsjunkies@gmail.com. We are also now on Instagram at west_coast_sports_junkies. Follow us there. Thanks for listening. Join us for the next episode.
Goodbye.